Let me tell y'all something that just happened to me. I'm running late for work. I want to just get this out right quick. This morning, I went to our local it's a grocery store, but they have a deli in there. When I first went in, everybody was like friendly, but then when I went and stepped in front of that deli, I could feel the tension. Like, the tension in the air was so thick. I was almost a little bit uncomfortable. I started just turn around and walk away. But again, I'm already late and I don't stop, so I might as well get me something to eat since that was the purpose of stopping. I hear these two ladies, one of them say, I'm not going to say anything to her because every time I say something to her, she goes off and then she plays the victim. So I'm just not going to say anything else to her, regardless. The other lady, I think she's the manager. I'm not sure. She just looked and then she walked off. What? I didn't know who they were talking about. So with me being the observant person I am, I glanced over and I saw this other lady. She was on her phone. It looked like she was listening with somebody. Then she walks back up to the deli. By this time, the other lady that made that comment earlier about not speaking to somebody, getting my food, taking my order. And she was being polite, but I could tell she was very aggravated, not just by the way what she had said. She was trying to be polite and be as, I would say, be as nice as she could in the moment. Anyway, getting back to the story. Anyway, the other lady, she walked back up and she was like talking to herself. Then she was trying to talk to the lady. The lady was just like, not saying nothing. Like she'll look up, she kept gathering my stuff that I ordered. And like, so by this time I got my food. The lady started trying to say something to me, but me being me, I just looked at her because I wasn't really sure if she was talking to me, talking to the other lady, or talking to herself. Because again, when she first started, she was talking to herself. Apparently, this person, because in the midst of her rambling to herself, she was talking about her sister. Her sister didn't pick her up. Whatever was going on in her life, it was all her sister's fault. Her sister should have had, talking about she didn't have nobody to babysit her kids. She should have had somebody to do this, blah, 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 blah. By this time, she's still, when I'm walking out, she's still basically talking to herself. By the time I got to the register to get ready to get checked out, she comes back up and clock out. I guess they must have told her she's not working. I could tell she was aggravated because again she's still talking to herself. One of the people that stocked the produce and stuff like that, he came over and he was talking to her. She said something and he acted like he was trying to calm her down, but didn't help. She was like going off a little bit. So she stormed out the store. Then the last thing I saw was her taking off running. So this is what this whole incident brought back to my memory. We in this world, on our jobs, when we go to the market, there are some really disturbed people. We have to really be aware of our surroundings because it's so easy to get caught up in somebody else's stuff, in somebody else's mental breakdown, and somebody else's chaotic way of thinking and way of doing. Not only that, in somebody's way of not being able to be held accountable for their actions. Her whole excuse for being late or whatever it is was her sister. Number one, it's not her sister's responsibility because she's a grown woman. It's not her sister's responsibility to get her to work on time. It's not her sister's responsibility to do anything for her. She's a grown woman. Now, if her sister is taking on that responsibility, then that's her choice. It's not her sister's responsibility. Anything her sister does for her is out of the love and the kindness of her heart. And I said that to say, I work with so many people who do not want to be held accountable for their own actions. It's from the young people all the way to people in my age group, which I'm in my 50s. I'm a Gen Xer. It's older people that's the lower end of the baby boomers. Because we have some people that's still at the lower end of the baby boomers that work in the environment I work in. So what I'm saying is, number one, you got to learn how to hold yourself accountable. I remember when I was growing up in our denominations, which is the Church of God in Christ, Kojic for short. When I was growing up, if you were caught in sin or whatever, the pastor would sit you down. What I learned from that is, if I am sinning, I know I shouldn't be up ministering in any kind of way. Why should I put that burden on the pastor? Why should I have everybody mad at the pastor trying to figure out what's going on? It's not fair. Why are they, why is the pastor abusing this lady? You know what I'm saying? No, I know in my heart if I have sinned. If I'm at work, I know if I'm late, I need to put PTO in because I need to cover that. If I don't have PTO, then I'm not going to get paid for that. I'm going to get penalized for that. It's not nobody's fault. It's nobody else's fault if I'm late. It's not. I have to be accountable for myself. I think there's a problem with our society where people feel privileged. I mean, I used to think it was just like the rich people that feel privileged. People in general feel privileged. They feel that they are owed something. You are not owed anything. You're not. You can earn. You can earn respect. You can earn a paycheck. You can earn things. You can have grace on you. God's grace and mercy is open to the world if they would accept Him as Lord and Savior. At the same time, whatever you do in this body, on this earth, you are responsible for it. Nobody else is responsible for what you do. Even when somebody mistreats us, we are responsible for how we react. There are ways to react that won't get you in trouble. Accountability in this day and age is so lacking. People feel entitled, privileged, and they are spoiled in a lot of ways. There are some people that really have mental breakdowns from traumas, from all that. Guess what? You are also responsible for doing the work. Unless you are mentally handicapped, you are responsible for doing the work to heal, help yourself heal. Nobody can't help you if you don't want to be helped. If you don't take the first step, if you need counseling, then you need to go get some counseling. There are programs, like if you don't have enough money, there are programs out there that will help you get the counseling. If you have a job, there's probably some kind of program on that job where you can go get free counseling. There are ways to do it. You can go to a pastor and get counseling. There are ways to get counseling. You can go to an older, like I'm an older lady. If somebody is in their 20s or 30s and they need somebody to listen to them, to help them through, especially if it's something that I've overcome, I can help them. I'm sure that there's people in your life that could help you. You have to first hold yourself accountable. You have to first realize that you have the problem. It's not everybody else around you. If everywhere you go, you are arguing with people, nobody can get along with you. That's you. You have the issue. Stop blaming other people for your issues. Work on them. I don't care what your mama did to you as a child. Listen, my mama did some things. Guess what? My mama is human. When I come to the realization that my mother is human, she's not perfect, I dealt with things differently. My eyes, I see her through compassion. If you want compassion, you've got to give compassion. If you want love, you got to give love. A lot of people want what they're not willing to give. If you want to become successful, then you have to put the work in. There are barriers. I would say that, especially if you look like me, there are barriers. At the same time, you can't say it's the barrier if you haven't did the work. If your dream job requires you to have a degree, whether it's an associate's degree, whether it's a bachelor's degree, master's degree, or a doctorate, you're not going to get that job if you don't go get that degree. While you're getting that degree, you need to study so you can make the best grades that you can make. When you put your application in and they ask you what your GPA is, you got to go up against somebody else that's got a 4.0. Here you are with a 1.9. You barely graduated. Listen, you got to put the work in. We have to take responsibility for our own actions. It's not everybody else's fault. It's not everybody else's responsibility to get you to where you need to go. You first put your faith and trust in God. Second, you do the work. You trust that God is going to help you get there. In the meantime, have a attitude of gratitude, because you're more blessed than you think you are. Regardless of what circumstances that you went through in your childhood, in your young adulthood, in your bad relationships and all those different things, listen, if you got past it, because somebody didn't get past it. Somebody was in a bad relationship, whether it's with their parents, a lover, uh, a stranger, somebody who was babysitting them or whatever. They didn't make it through. They're not alive to tell the story. You are. Stop being the victim. Do the work to get yourself in a place where you can be prosperous. You can go back and help somebody else. That's what life is all about. You want to be blessed. In the meantime, you can be a blessing. This has been EB3, speaking the truth in love. I probably sound like I'm on soap opera box this morning. Some things, there are some hard things, some hard truths that need to be said. These are things that I had to face. I had to overcome. I had to do the work. I had to put my faith and my trust in Jesus Christ. He can help me. That's the help you need. That is with Jesus Christ. Again, this has been EB3, speaking the truth in love. Be blessed, be a blessing. I am out.